Sawadika. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about making the perfect, from scratch, buttermilk pancakes. All right? So the really key is to have a very good temperature grill. You've got to have your grill up there at the temperature that you want. I'm going to say 350 degrees is Fahrenheit is perfect, but that's kind of up to you. You just kind of have to get the feel for it. Now you want to have your grill nice and oiled, right? This is really key. And you want to slowly bring your grill up to temperature. Any short order cook will tell you, once they shut off their grill and somebody makes an order, it's almost a no-go because the grill has to be maintained at a temperature, and it's very hard to get it back up exactly the way you want it, especially for pancakes and flat top stuff like omelets and hash browns and things that you really need a perfect flat top temperature, right? So that's critical. That's why once we turn off our grill, that's pretty much last order. It's hard to get everything back up, if you understand what I mean. So that's critical. And the oil that I use is a little bit more expensive than a lot of other oils, but we're just talking about keeping the grill seasoned with the oil. So if you use a consistent oil, whichever one you prefer. Now on the hash browns and stuff like that, I use whole butter. But to keep the grill seasoned and oiled, I use the coconut oil, which is really prevalent here in Thailand. It's a non-flavored oil, which you really, really want. So yeah, be liberal with that. Again, you're not wanting a big puddle of oil when you put your pancakes on, but you do want it really liberally covered, right? Don't be stingy with the oil. All right. Okay, so we've got our grill at a really good temperature. We can lower the fire a little bit if we think it's getting too hot on us, right? And we've got our made from scratch buttermilk pancake mix, and you can see about the consistency there. You want it pretty thick, but not too thick, right? If you get it too thick, it's going to be a little dough. So the best way, without an actual pancake gun, is to just use the same size ladle that you like on every pancake, right? So ladle those out. Get a full ladle, scrape it off so you're getting the same portion, right? And there you go. So now you can see them start to bubble right away, right? This is what we want. We want them to start bubbling right away. So that if you don't have a temperature gauge on your grill, that'll kind of be an indicator for you. So they're going to spread out pretty good, but they're going to bubble up right away. See how they're really starting to bubble? Get those air bubbles right away. Your grill's got to be at least 350, in my opinion. Now after they've bubbled up good, right, they're about 3/4 of the way cooked, you can flip them bad boys over, right? And sometimes with your first batch, this is my first batch of the day, the grill is not perfectly set yet, right? So you will get a little bit of stickiness and stuff on your first batch until you get really going, and the grill just keeps getting better and better. So you can see we had a little bit of stickiness, but that's fine. Now you want to let them grow, right? They're going to stand up. You can always tuck in the bottoms a little bit. Traditional style of pancake that you see, right? We're going for more of what we say in the South, we call them flapjacks. So a flapjack has to have buttermilk instead of whole milk, right? And you want the batter pretty thick, right? Now don't ever pat your pancake. A lot of people make a mistake of patting your pancake. You don't want to pat them, okay? You can flip them a couple times. You can see the bottom side's always going to be a little lighter. That's the side that's going to go down on the plate, obviously, and you want that golden brown up. Now, because it's the first batch, I have some little inconsistencies in heat, and that's why this side of the pancake that was over here didn't get quite as brown. But we're not going to be concerned about that. We're going to do another flip on it, right? We're going to let it brown up some more. Don't worry about little imperfections, especially on your first batch. Your first batch is always going to be a little stickier to the flat top grill than after you get established real well, okay? Then it's really going to be smooth, but always the first batch is the one that's a little bit more difficult, all right? But I promise you, flavor is what we're going for here. We want good flavor. So now I can shuffle them around. I can get that one cold side of that pancake on a little bit more of the hot grill, right? Most of this is not necessary unless it's the first batch. So let's see how the second batch goes. All right, I went ahead and plated our first batch here. I like to use a square pan with round pancakes, and you can see the pan's got a rim on it, so you're going to have room to play around with some syrup or honey or strawberry topping or whatever you like on your pancakes. Right? That I've got 3 on there, and that's what we call a full stack. So that's a full order of pancakes right there. So replenished with just a little bit more coconut oil there. Now, if I was, cooking for a lot of people, I could load this thing up and have at least 6 full-size pancakes going, right? But all we're doing is a demonstration this morning, and I'm going to feed a few people with these pancakes, but we're not concerned about doing it for a whole lot of people. So again, we're going to do our 3. I think we've got our grill about where we want it. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now let's see how the second batch turns out compared to the first one. I like the way they're spreading out a little bit. I want them to spread after they're ladled, and then they begin to bubble right around the edges. So that's a good sign. Let's see if they're less sticky to the surface this time. But again, I would still serve this first batch. The way I arranged it kind of hid some of the imperfections, but people are looking at the golden brown, the thickness, right? That's what they're looking at. Yeah, not bad. Again, you want to cook them most of the way on this first side, like 3/4 of the way done. Okay, now let's see if our grill's a little better seasoned. Still getting a little sticky to the grill on the second batch, and aluminum sometimes can be cantankerous, but again, don't worry about it. They're gonna be awesome. They're gonna taste wonderful. Now we just need to let them cook the other 1/3 or 1/4 of the way, right? Just look at them rising up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plate up our second batch here, right? And then I gotta make a decision. What's the prettiest angle that I can platter this, right? This one's got a little bit of a cold side, so I'm going to hide that cold side right there. This one's just about beautiful. It's got one little edge tore off, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to platter it with the prettiest one right in the middle. All right? Now, I've already cooked off some bacon and sausage, so we're going to make this one a platter. So we're going to give them 2 slices of bacon and 1 sausage patty, and we're going to plate it just like that. Right? Looks pretty good, eh? Now, one thing you have to consider, you can always test these out for yourself, right? This is what you want. You want to be able to pull them apart, and yet they hold their shape. Look at that thickness, right? Now that's a buttermilk pancake, or what my mom used to say in the South down in Arkansas, flapjacks. And if you make a good flapjack, oh my God. You can also roll them pretty good, right? Well, a lot of times we would serve these with link sausage and roll the link sausage in the flapjack, right? But you notice they're not the little thin weaselly ones, right? Yeah, they got some girth to them, you know what I mean? And they're light, they're not heavy, right? They're light. And the made from scratch recipe, as you know, it's just flour and baking powder and baking soda and different ingredients. But the buttermilk is the key for me. Instead of whole milk, you want buttermilk pancakes, right? Just changes the flavor. So you put some butter and syrup on these, or honey, or peanut butter. Okay. So when your customer cuts into this, that's what they're going to see, right? Let me just break one up here real good so you can see all four edges. Right? This is what they're going to see when they break into that. A light, fluffy, but you know, holding together pretty good, right? Not doughy, not crispy, right? Just as a pancake should be. That's what they're going to see. I'm not going to cut into this because I'm actually going to serve it. But no, I'm going to take a photo and then I'm going to eat it. But anyway, there you go. Not a bad full stack platter. And then, of course, like I said, if you're not doing a platter, you do just a short stack or the single pancake, right? A la carte. Give them a nice little square pan. But the platters, you know, they've got a nice belly to them. So there's room for butter and syrup, and most people like to get butter and syrup on their bacon and their sausage, right? Now our sausage patties are homemade from fresh ground pork here in Thailand with our own house blend of dry ingredients. So I can tell you they're a little bit spicy, but not too much. They have a sage flavor and a maple flavor. So a pretty good, pretty decent breakfast sausage. All right, so that's it. That's the video on the pancakes, or what we call flapjacks. And you see we got more bacon here, so I've got some more ideas about making some more plates this morning. All right, hey, thanks for watching. Sawadee Ka, Chef Thomas, Teacher Thomas Thailand YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you later. What are we going to cook up next?